we need to plan the ending. Surprise! Planning helps your writing. One page of random scrawled notes that was mostly character names. I'm going to try the note card method for the first time, and essentially what this is you take note cards, you write down all the plot points. Today's testing me a little bit. It is such a beautiful day right now. I'm not typically a soda drinker because I used to hate carbonated stuff. I couldn't stand it. I got this soda because I fell for the name ploy, guys. I fell for it. I went to pick up the bottle and I had put the popcorn into a Tupperware container, you know, so I could like snack on it throughout the day. And this bottle, I knocked it over and it splashed into the popcorn. I definitely like the flavor of cola, but this is also the most carbonated thing I think I have ever drunk. Writing vlog. Now that we have gotten through a rather insignificant intro, though I do feel like writing vlogs always have to begin with something, usually a cup of tea, or some like a kettle of coffee or a quiet morning. So I started with popcorn, Diet Coke, and basketball. We can now get to the task at hand, and this is a very important task that I've been putting off for some time, but finally the time has come to plot the ending of my current writing project. Let me get you caught up while I get set up. So essentially, I've been working on this writing project for quite some time. It is a novel that I worked on during NaNoWriMo and started sometime before that, I think a couple months beforehand. And now I'm reaching the end of the project, but I am so very confused about how to end it because the majority of the writing I did happened without any planning. For the longest time, I have been a pantser when it comes to my writing, which means I fly by the seat of my pants. And in the case of this project, I think, maybe one page of random scrawled notes that was mostly character names. I tried to do a little bit of world building beforehand, but most of it came to be as I was writing. This project has now become quite complex. I filled a notebook, handwritten, then I did over 50,000 words in the month of November, and now I've almost filled a second notebook on top of that. So we need to plan the ending. The original goal was to finish this project and then go back, do some pretty concrete planning, rearrange things, you know, do a huge revision. Except now I'm finding that as I start to work on other projects, I'm realizing that I am becoming more of a planner because surprise, planning helps your writing. Planning makes you a better writer. As I'm realizing that, and as I'm coming to rely more on planning, every time that I go to work on this draft, I find myself thinking ahead, going, where is this going? And there's a lot of moving pieces, and I'm struggling to figure out kind of what to put where and how to get to each point. So we're planning the ending, and then we'll go back and plan the rest. Post-planning. We'll do post-planning for the rest of it, but we're gonna plan the ending. So what I'm going to be doing, once I get past these flashcards, is I'm going to try the note card method for the first time. And essentially what this is you take note cards, you write down all the plot points that you want to hit, and then you can arrange them, rearrange them, change them, do whatever you want, but you have it written down. So I'm going to start by writing down everything that I want to happen in the end of this book, all the major plot points and everything that needs to kind of go down, or hypothetically, but might be changed, on these note cards, arrange them out in front of me, and then we can kind of connect the dots. So I'm gonna get to work with these note cards. I've got some pens here so I can color code. I'll probably watch some White Collar while I do it. I'd watch Suits, but I'd get way too distracted. And let's plan the end of a novel. 11 note cards later, it has been done. Yeah, this is the end of the book. The end is actually probably going to be another notebook's worth because each notebook has been about a part of the book. The book is turning into parts. There's a part 1 and I'm in part 2 right now, and now it looks like, looking at these note cards, there's going to be a part 3. So I've got the end of part 2, that's 3 of the note cards going from where I am right now to where I want to get. Then I have 8 note cards detailing what I think now is the third, I almost just said the third act, the third part of the book. I did a color coding system, so I have 1 green card. I think I categorized it as a test of morals. Red is conflict. Blue is major points working towards the end. Purple's related to family. And black is not good. We have 5 colors over 11 note cards detailing the end of part 2 of the book and what's going to be now the entirety of part 3. What I want to do next is type this up into some sort of formation, and then I'll kind of have, a cohesive outline. I was so scared to do this, so I kept putting it off, and I kept putting it off, and I kept just writing and not writing as much as I want to because it was slowing down my process. And this went better than I thought. So I think I kind of had an idea of what I wanted. It was just being able to lay it out made a huge difference. So let's get this typed up. Okay, newsflash, I'm obsessed with white collar. I say that like it's a surprise. It's really not that surprising. But I literally been planning to make this vlog clip and was watching it and didn't want to pause it. Yesterday, although I didn't end up filming anything, I did end up typing everything up, all those note cards, and I actually feel like it made more of a difference than I expected it to. I had the basic idea of what was going on in my head, but I think it was so jumbled up because it was all here instead of being written out. And so once I got it written out, the writing sprints and the progress that I've been making on this piece that I haven't touched all month has been crazy. I literally think I might finish the second part of the book this week. This note card has now been written. I'm now moving into this note card, and then there's only 1 more left for this part. Unfortunately, I've landed myself a little bit of a headache this evening, but I am still going to get some work done on this book, even if I don't end up writing too much, which is what I'm gonna start with, trying if I can get myself to stop watching white collar. The other thing that I have to do is I have 2 notebooks of handwritten things that need to get typed up. Typing this book and writing this book are both very important steps of the process. I'm hoping to get a little bit of both done tonight, and so I'm gonna start with some writing. Taking these cards, try and get through the second card today. That would be really big because I've just finished up the first card, so if I can get through the second card and kind of work my way to the end of part 2 of the book, that would be incredible. So it's currently Tuesday, and if we can get this done by the end of the week, if we can get part 2 done and get ready to start part 3, I mean, just writing this out worked so much better than I thought it would. So let's get to work. Okay, so today's testing me a little bit. I seem to be on a pattern of working on this project, not working on it. Yesterday I did not vlog at all, and I also, right? Was that yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I did not vlog at all. And I also did not work on this project because I ended up working on another writing project. Today we are back on track. It is National Book Day, so I did spend some time reading. I finished reading 1984 by George Orwell, and I also read a little James Baldwin. Both feels like very appropriate picks for National Reading Day. I already managed to sneak in a little bit of writing this morning. The big thing right now is that this first note card that I very excitedly said was done is not done yet. It's turned out to be longer than I thought it would. So I'm still finishing things up with this first note card, and that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a writing sprint, see where I can get. Hopefully we'll finish this first note card. I thought we'd be finishing part 2. We're gonna see if we can finish one note card. It's now Thursday, so let's get writing. Finish the first card. Yes. 1 down. 2 to go in part 2. Hello vlog, happy rainy Saturday. It is the perfect day to commit to a weekend of writing. Somehow this vlog is now, I think, an entire week long. I want to say I started this last weekend about this time. Haven't really filmed much, but here we are. Yesterday I had a bit of a half day when it came to work, so I finished my last big assignment of the week, and I said, you know what? This is going to be a writer's weekend, and it's already had a really good start. As you saw, I've done 2 Pomodoros already this morning. Stopped, got some breakfast, got into some Spider-Man gear, and now I am about to do my 3rd Pomodoro of the day. I've written 5 pages already. I'd really love to finish not only part 2, but to finish this notebook. I think if I have 1 notebook per part, that would be pretty cool, so I'm thinking the ending of part 2 will happen to line up with the pages of this notebook. I don't know, I think it would be cool to finish out the notebook, start a new notebook. I always find that exciting. Goal for today would be to finish that 2nd note card, the second to last one in the part, so that we can move on to the end of part 2. And I'm just really excited. It is a little rainy out today, which is, as I said, the best weather that I could ask for as a writer. So let's get back to writing with Pomodoro number 3. Notebook number 3, finishing off the last chapter of part 2. Let's do this. Yes. Oh. Part 2 is done. Part 2 is done. Part 2 is done. Part 2 is done. Okay. Hopefully I've achieved the proper cozy pre-summer vibe here. Got lights up here, light over there, and I think I need to turn my exposure up actually. Hang on. It is now Friday, and I didn't want to leave this vlog essentially like just, you know, with a string of Pomodoros and then we're out, so I thought I should maybe catch you up on everything that happened and kind of just reflect on these past 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, right? That rainy writer's Saturday did not exactly go as planned. Some things happened that, you know, were not at all ideal circumstances, and it took me a few days to process I'm still processing, but it took me a few days to get to a point where I was able to get back to writing. Writing is something that helps me process. It's a really beautiful art form in that sense that we can explore so many different emotions and we can cope with so many things and delve into so many different ideas and perspectives. But that's why I wasn't really, you know, it was Saturday and then it was Wednesday. Nevertheless, part 2 of the book got finished. I started this vlog thinking that it was just going to be a planning vlog, so to carry through, write a ton of stuff, and then finish part 2 and start a new notebook that's a bunch of big milestones in this project, all in just a couple of weeks. I've had a lot of issues in the past with, you know, if something, you know, doesn't go as I planned it or as I hoped for it to, then my momentum kind of will stagger and I'll fall into that procrastination or not doing it. And so even though things didn't go as planned, you know, as ideally as planned originally, I'm really proud of myself for continuing with, you know, working and, you know, working through that and not just going, oh, you know, this isn't happening, you know, see you all in a month kind of thing, but for carrying through with that vision and for continuing with my writing and seeing where it took me, and I'm really, really happy with the results. I'm continuing with those Pomodoro writing sprints as I now head into part 3 of the book. This project keeps growing and growing, and so I was hoping to get a first draft done this year, but I didn't realize how substantial this first draft was going to become. So we're heading into part 3. There's, I think, like 12 more pretty big plot points that I need to get through, so stay tuned for more writing vlogs because we're gonna be doing a lot more writing. As a terrible planner when it comes to writing and in general creative projects, I definitely recommend trying different methods of planning, whether it's little things, you know, like jotting down a couple notes or, you know, writing down like a sentence here or there, or bigger things like doing, you know, note cards and outlines. Definitely give it a try because I will undoubtedly be using the flashcard note card method again. I found that so helpful. I did not at all realize how much it would increase my productivity and my confidence when it came to my work. Thank you so much for joining me on this writing journey, and I hope to see you around. Let's keep writing. Let's go writers. I don't know. I'm bad at outros, but this was fun. Okay, I'm gonna go watch White Collar. Who am I fooling?